but I don't like the double standard with women and men. Like, I believe that a high value man is very similar to a high value woman and that he has respected himself in the same way that I have. I guess I can find common ground with that. I don't want a guy that's walking around half naked and is like slept with half the city, just as like a guy wouldn't want a girl, and saying that like, oh, it's only cheating if a woman does it but not a man.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Samantha Lee, and I'm here because I just saw this video. Literally, as I was like going on YouTube to find another video, actually, that I had intentioned for this video, and I saw this, and I've never watched it, so y'all buckle your seatbelts with me, okay? But it's called "What is a High Value Woman?" It's a page from, I think it says Brett Cooper, Off the Clock. I haven't watched it before, so I was like, why not? Why not watch it with my Game Changer Nation family? So that's what we gonna do, y'all. If you like my content, if you see things online and you keep seeing me and you're like, you know what, I really like what this young lady's talking about, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. In addition to that, hit that notification bell. I post content random times throughout the day. I also go live, and I don't want you guys to miss any aspect of what I'm putting out there. So go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. So without further ado, let's get into it, family.
Comment section here on YouTube and in these live streams, I have a lot of people that are like, Brett, like, where do we find people either to be friends with or to date in this insane world? What do you think are like the values to look for? All of this stuff. I have a video that is going to answer that question for maybe both men and women. We're going to figure out what is a high value woman. This guy's going to go around and he's interviewing different people talking about womanhood. It's a little spicy. So some women can learn what to do, what not to do. Some of you young men, you can learn what to avoid at all costs, what to look for. I think it's going to be interesting. Let's see.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to another episode of Common Ground Conversations, where we ask the important but controversial questions and then try to find common ground. In today's episode, we're going to be asking the question, what is a high-value woman? Let's see what people have to say. What is a high-value woman? And high value in the sense of what do men tend to select for in a woman? And then we can also ask the question, what do women tend to select for in a man?
I take issue with two aspects of this. One, like the high value aspect, like I feel like that is rooted in capitalism, like trying to quantify someone's existence based on their personality. Or
oh my God, I'm already upset. It's not that deep. How would you describe this? It's not rooted in capitalism. The word value is not dominated by the economy, sir. What sort of woman do you look for? And they're like, oh my God, you're objectifying her like she's like a pig at an auction.
What I will say in this situation is that I think we really do live in a hypersensitive society, y'all. We really do. We can't really be as honest. We have to kind of tiptoe and walk on eggshells because we don't want to be canceled. We don't want people to be offended. We're just like doing this dance, right? And so she has a point to this because, you know, I understand people being a high value. Well, that means someone's lower value and is rooted in capitalism. To her point, yeah, value is not only attached to capitalism or money or finances. It's sometimes just some value system, values. There's a lot of different ways that we can use it. So I totally get that. And I want to make this point right here before I forget it. I think that we kind of get out of the mentality of being offended and really try to gain understanding. I think a lot of times, I've mentioned this in other videos, people are so looking to be offended. Like they're listening for something to argue. The most productive conversations come from us having an exchange of thought that leads to us to have mutual understanding versus an argument. I digress. Let's go.
They're going to find problems with everything. That's why those people are miserable and sad.
Or based on like certain traits that they exhibit. And like, if they don't exhibit those traits, then they're just like not meant for society. Like I find that really rooted in capitalism. And then I also find
why is it rooted in capitalism?
Well, high value, you know, like quantifying someone based on like certain things.
I mean, why are these your friends as opposed to all these other people that you've met in
what
your
did this guy ever do to him? That's a simple question.
Is that capitalism? Maybe let's see if we can get a clear definition and then see if we can find something we agree upon, and then we'll build from there. So it's not necessarily a prescription of like, in order to be high value, I say you have to do this, this, this. It's more so an observation of what do men tend to.
We still trying to answer the question. That's the funny part. We still have not gotten an answer. He is still trying to get this question answered. But I admire the commitment to getting the question answered. He is not leaving until he gets a response.
To generally select for in long-term partners within women, and then vice versa, what do women tend to select for within long-term male partners?
Oh, okay, so we're just assuming that everyone's heterosexual.
Oh my God!
Come on, like to her point, why are we on the defense We can't even have a conversation without somebody trying to point something out to argue. Like, I don't know.
What would you say men tend to select for in women?
I just think in general, people, men and women, they just want to be with a good person. They want to be with someone who's got good manners, is respectful, is kind, generous to other people.
It was not that. Okay, now you're shaking your head because somebody else said it. Literally, those are values and traits. We're not talking about like, oh my God, well, they're political in this way and they're whatever. Intrinsically, like, what are the values you look for as a decent human being wanting to be in a relationship? It's not that hard.
My question is that like, where are these constructs coming from that like a high value woman is different?
Oh, okay. So if you can nod your head in understanding, like he just described that he's looking for a good person, someone who has a good value system, et cetera, et cetera. Like, for example, there's a common theme with all people. We all look for people that are kind. Kind is like one of the biggest traits that people look for in a partner. Okay. But if you didn't know that, now you know. So it doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter what their sexual orientation is. That's what people tend to look for in partners. All right. And I don't understand why in this situation, we've got to have so much combativeness for like, you could want different things in a partner, in friendships or whatever, and find that to be high value. Like, I think a person with integrity or a person that's honest or a person that has demonstrated discipline in their lives, like I find that to be very attractive in higher value things or higher value concepts. Okay. So I don't understand why it's so challenging to get a response. And I just pray that he's not going to go into argument mode.
To a high value man, why are women held to a different standard than men? So I'm assuming that you're talking about like someone's body count, how many people they've slept with, what clothes they wear. Why is that such a focus for women, but not a focus for men?
But you're in defense mode, right? He's not even asking you about that. That's not even what the conversation's about. Now you're talking about other things. He just asked you, what is a high value this or that? And now he's talking about other talking points that we haven't even touched yet. We ain't even there. That's not where we at.
It is a focus for men. That is where I have a problem with, I'm going to get ripped for this, but the Andrew Tate stuff. And I think that he has a purpose in this world. I think that he has had like a lot of really great moments and, has sparked a lot of interesting conversations, but I don't like the double standard with women and men. Like, I believe that a high value man is very similar to a high value woman and that he is respected himself in the same way that I have. I guess I can find common ground with that. I don't want a guy that's walking around half naked and is like slept with half the city, just as like a guy wouldn't want a girl and saying that like, oh, it's only cheating if a woman does it, but not a man. Mr. Andrew Tate. Yeah. Anyway, that's just kind of an aside.
Parts, right? One is it's the what part of the question. What do men select for in women? What do women select for in men, generally speaking? But then there's that second part of the question, which is the why. Why do we have these double standards?
That's an excellent point. He's not asking for your personal opinion or take on it. It's like literally an observation.
Why is there an
That's what I'm saying. That was my whole point. I know she did an Andrew Tate aside. I'm not even going to jump into that pond. That's not the pond I'm just jumping into. Y'all not going to jump into that. My whole point is that when we're talking about different things, when we're talking about high value, this, that, and the third, we can talk about concepts that are not, damaging or putting somebody else down. And we have to say, like, I know she's talking about double standard. There is a double standard. I understand that you may not like the double standard. I also know the double standard may not serve you very well. But the reality is what men value in women and what women value in men are two different things. There may be certain things that are similar, like maybe a moral compass or kind or this, that, and the third. There may be some things that have some movement, but I think in general, men want certain things. Women want certain things. It's going to be different. I understand how women can be put off by the double standard. I get that. But when we talk about biological differences, if most men are wanting certain things in women, maybe that's just how they're wired. And maybe if women want certain things in men, maybe that's just how they're wired. Maybe that's just how we're wired. Maybe God created us that way. Why fight that? Why make it more similar when he created us differently in a lot of ways?
Symmetrical pattern in what men and women are attracted to. Men tend to select for women who are physically attractive.
They're also uncomfortable.
And who tend to be a fair bit younger as well, because both of those things can be signs of fertility and a good gene set. Beyond that, I think they also select for a caretaking or nurturing nature. They want to know that not only can they be taken care of.
I want that little like Justin Timberlake blonde ass boy. I want zoom ins on his face. So that Checking my phone, you little stinker.
If you look at sexual marketplace value graphs where men have rated when they find women most attractive and women have rated when they find men most attractive physically, the peak for women is much earlier than it is for men.
This girl's like, oh, damn. Oh God, am I wasting my life? She's here like questioning all of her decisions.
Males don't really look into finances with women as much as women look into finances with males.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. But then the flip side of that is like men will tend to value physical attractiveness more than women will value it in men. So if a broke dude is a low value man, would you then say that an ugly woman is a low value woman?
Maybe to men, maybe, I don't know.
Can we find common ground on that?
Not really.
What makes a high value woman? Having brains and not listening to men.
I'd say that makes a low value.
That's probably makes you low value. That's what I'll say. I think a lot of times we all know what men value. Like we can kind of see it all over. We see they value attractiveness. I think men do value a moral compass. I do think that men value a woman that walks with integrity, has that mind. I think a woman that also, respects and values men. I think intelligence plays a role. I think hardworking plays a role. I think there's a lot of different things that make up a high value woman. I think that women, if we don't like it, we don't like what he's saying when he's talking about attractiveness, age, all these different things. We don't like it. It's because we're not it, right? I can be mad about, okay, I'm in my 30s. Men may not prefer me because of my age, but why am I gonna get mad? I can't change it. It is what it is. Men are attracted to me. There's some men may not be, but I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I look at it from a different perspective. When you just kind of accept it instead of fight it and understand that there only needs to be one person. I don't have a scarcity mindset. I don't want anybody watching us have a scarcity or adopt a scarcity mindset. But I think that, when we go into it and it's like, what's for you is for you. That's how I look at it. I know that God will provide. I know that I am a wife and I'm going to find the man that God has created for me. And I just got to continue to do my work and better myself and become the woman that I believe he wants me to be, and everything will be attracted to me. That's what I believe. That's my belief system. But I believe that we can get upset and angry when we just don't accept things for what they are because we're not it. And so we make it a problem or we shame men for having preferences because we don't meet those preferences. And that's not fair. And we just got to accept it.
Value woman.
We don't need to listen to men. What do we need to listen to men for?
An open-minded person.
Where is this? That's what I really want to know. Where is this being done?
Are you attracted to a man who can show leadership?
I don't want to be with a man who's controlling and telling me what to do. I want to be able to live my own life.
Only controlling in the bedroom.
Well, she said, I'm with that.
Would you say that on average, men find overweight women less attractive?
Ooh. Why did he go there? You know what I'm saying? I hope he wasn't being rude or anything like that. But he, I hope he didn't go there with bad intentions, Lord. Jesus be offense, God.
The fetishes are.
On average?
Boy, oh, God. I hate that, girls that are just, yelling at him and freaking out. It's no wonder guys, have such walls up and are cautious and are, not easy to open up or trust women when you're literally, screaming about them online and saying you're better than them. You don't need them. You don't need to listen to them. Obviously, a guy isn't going to want to date you or be with you long term. Who would want to put up with that? And yet
I'm going to try to round the pony out here. I think that to me, in this situation, I understand what she's saying. It's okay, when you're getting upset with men and kind of coming at it from a very aggressive perspective, that isn't attractive. That's unattractive to anybody. If men did that, or if we saw a man doing that, we would look at him in a different way. So I don't think it's fair or it's right for us to do that to men. Or I've seen these videos, y'all, a lot of videos, and it's really been disturbing because I've seen how women just completely tear down men. And that's what they do on their TikToks and on their social medias and just continue. I saw one the other day with a woman who I guess is a therapist on some capacity, but was also doing half naked content while being a therapist, while at the same time downing men. It's what are we doing? Why are we even putting out this message? This message is damaging. Get a clue. Come on. At the end of the day, there are men that can be controlling. There's women that can be controlling. That's an aspect of things that you do have to take into account when you start dating people. But we still have not gotten to what is a high value woman. The only person who's talking about what a high value woman is the man who's interviewing. And he's supposed to be asking people this, and no one's really giving him a response. So he's educated people on what men are looking for, and then therefore receiving a response. And women are talking about, overweight. I believe even for myself, there's a certain weight that I gotta be. You know, I believe in keeping myself together. I have a conviction of looking good. My mom taught me that from a very young age. It might be my culture, whatever, but I want to look good. I want to be appealing to who I'm trying to appeal. That's what I want. I desire that. I desire that for myself. I want to feel confident in myself. And so if they feel good about themselves in whatever skin they're in, by all means, but there's a lot of women that don't and don't really try to put the work in to do that. I think that you are valuable. I think you can put that work in and you can become the best version of yourself. Not trying to be like everybody else, because that's a whole nother conversation. It's very sad for me to see women, you know, we're trying to kind of keep up with the times and how women are going under the knife to look in certain ways and, you know, not really acknowledging the risks that come with that. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But anyway, guys, I just want to hear what you have to say. What do you think about this? Comment below. And again, if you guys think that there is something that you would like me to react to, please comment below so that we can put out content that is of most interest to you. I love y'all. I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.